How's the heart rate?
Yeah, just coming down a little bit now. No, it's a great result for us. It wasn't our best performance. I think first half we didn't start the game well enough, and I think the group knew that, and we had to raise stuff in the second half, and they responded really well. The games are that emotionally charged at the moment. That I don't think you're going to get silky games of football. It's just about finding a way of winning them.
Does that sort of last 15 minutes in the second half in general really sort of sum up the collective spirit we've spoken about time and again since you came in?
Yes, I think you're spot on. I think you can see there. Obviously, you get the first goal and then the second goal as well, and it's just mayhem. But that's this group. That's this group. That's what they do. They find ways of people giving criticism for other things, but what you can never criticise them for is that team spirit and that togetherness, which means a lot.
And it's been evident from sort of your team selection a little bit that you sort of prioritise victories above draws. It's 3 points that mean more than one, obviously. That was clear in the last 5 minutes as well, wasn't it? It wasn't, we've rescued ourselves a point here, let's sit here, it's try and go on with it.
Yeah, well, you look at it and obviously the game starts to change, and obviously the situation they're in, you just think, well, we're in momentum here. Let's keep going. Let's try and if we can get the next one. Obviously, but just the back four are good enough, and the two centre mids to keep around it. Can we go and get the next goal?
We haven't seen too many goals from midfield this season, or in general really in the last couple of years under Burnley. But what a moment for Josh Brown and Jack Cork to try.
Yeah, again on their standards, I think first half they weren't where they needed to be, them two, but second half they stepped up again. They respond, they react, and they've got themselves a goal each from centre mid, like you're saying, which is really good.
I know you don't concern yourselves too much with others, and it's very much focused on you, but it must feel now with you guys being above Leeds in the table ahead of their game tonight that you've moved a lot of that pressure onto Leeds and particularly Everton with the way you played in the last 4 games. Yeah,
you could say that. I think there's pressure around these stages of the seasons all the time. If you're whether you're going for the top or you're fighting near the bottom, I don't think that disappears. It only disappears when you know you've done the job. That's always around. It's just part and parcel of the world that you live in. So for us, we've just got to try and keep focusing on what we're doing.
What's your sort of message been to the players after that? Because as you say, it can be a massive emotional high, but you haven't achieved the end goal.
Exactly. I think they know that. Like we've always said before, enjoy today, enjoy tonight, but then be ready for your recovery tomorrow, and then you're ready to go again next week. And nothing changes in that. They're an experienced enough group to know now that what's still at stake. So all focus will be on the next game.
Word on the fans, superb today, superb back in, superb noise crowd, and brilliant at the end.
Yeah, no, it's great to see them scenes at the end. But even before the game, I said it before we went out. I said you can hear them fans when we first came out. They were bouncing before, so use them. I'm fingers crossed that we did everything for them today, and we've come out on the right side.
Do you expect anything to change with your situation in the coming days, or do you think it will now just be day by day, game by game?
Day by day, game by game. That's how we've always done it. I know you keep asking me that, and you keep chipping away at me. I think you could find a different way of asking the question, but no, that's the way it is.
And just what on the injuries, Jay was he injured in the warm-up, or?
Yeah, he felt his hamstring a bit tight. Obviously, he came off the other day, feeling that a little bit, and then he's just took a shot in the warm-up and could feel it again. So just precautionary as well. We didn't think he could go with the intensity that game was going to be like, so trying to manage him a little bit as well.
It leaves you a little bit better in terms of squad options with sort of 4 or 5 others out as well. Then you've got a chance for next week. Yeah, well, that's the good thing is now we've got a week. Hopefully we can get a couple back. Hopefully Jay's isn't as bad. It might just be linked to maybe something in his back, they were saying. So fingers crossed we can get as many people back and fit, ready to go. Maxwell being one of those.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We should, with a bit of luck, we could have Maxi back next weekend. But again, we just got to see how it goes through the week. Okay.
Andy?
Mike, just on, was Val struggling at all, or was the change of Barnsley just tactical?
No, it was just a change. Val's plate started all the games. We just looked at it from the side and thought, obviously we're 1-0 down, how can we go and impact the game? Looking what they've got and what was best for the team on the day. Listen, Val's done nothing wrong. You know, something happens in all football matches, especially with strikers. Strikers and wide men are usually the ones who come off because you're changing them, you're changing the intensity, you're changing what it looks like. So there's no problem with that.
How pleased were you with Barnsley's sort of impact? He seemed to come on and have an effect and sort of get you up the pitch a little bit more.
Yeah, he did. He held on the ball for us, and he's a nuisance, isn't he? I think he gets the crowd wrapped up as well. He wraps the centre backs up as well, so they start taking their eye off it a little bit as well. No, but I was delighted again. Another lad coming on who's had a big impact on the game, and that's all we can keep asking.
And just one more, just on that half time, what were the tweaks you wanted to make, or what did you try and change to sort of get yourselves your foothold in the game?
We just said we needed to play with more energy, more purpose in what we were doing. We were playing a bit tippy tappy with no real purpose to it. So we just said we just need to change that. But the energy but the group knew they could do better. So that's a good thing. When the group thinks it can't do any better, that's when you got a problem. So no, it was just a couple of little things. That's all.
What do you think's changed so much between Sean's last few weeks at the club and yourself? Do you think is it mainly down to confidence amongst the group, or what's the biggest change in terms of the results?
Yeah, I would say that. I'd say you get those results. You get that more belief, a bit more feeling about yourself. The group starts to come together. They know what's at stake, and obviously everything builds with that. I've said before, there's been no magic wand whatsoever. It's just reminding these players who they are, making sure they stick together as a group. Stay honest, look after each other, and that's the way we try to do it.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. You may have been asked this loads of times as well, but do you want this job on a full-time basis?
Listen, that's not for me to comment on. It's nothing about that now. It's just game by game. I know what you're asking me, but I'm not even bothered about that. For me, all I cared about is this group, making sure we're ready for the next game. What we all want to achieve, can we get there? And that's the total focus is on that. I'm not being disrespectful to yourself.
Or am I just thinking you've been slightly more offensive than maybe under Sean? That you're committing more players forward. We saw how you almost got hit in the break, in the second half there. And if you're still getting people forward and trying to get the winner, and maybe before you might have just sort of been content with the draw.
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying, but for me, if you've watched Watford before play, every team I've seen them play, and the biggest thing we were talking about was them counter-attacking. And the game ends up like a basketball game, and that's what happened. It was going end to end, and sometimes you can't get from the side. You can't get a lot of control on it. You just got to try and win in water break or whatever, try and get some information on. So, with regard of attacking more, again, I think that comes with confidence with the group. And we tweaked a couple of little things in terms of what we want to do, but no great thing from what was already here before. That mentality has been there for ages. It's ingrained in the group, and that's massive.
Mike, you talk about managerial as a chance you could end up getting the manager of the month or before you can 10 points in
I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, probably that. No, I'm not interested.
You've actually taken more points this season than any of the three Watford managers.
Right, okay. Again, yeah, are you trying to set me up with these questions or not, aren't you?
It's extraordinary.
Do I have to keep saying I'm not interested? Yeah. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to comment on Watford. I spoke about Roy Hodgson yesterday, the career. He's hard on what he's done. I'm not here to judge someone like that. We're just here to try and win the game. Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Cheers.